So, good afternoon everyone. So, I'm Janet Nakapay. So, yung topic ko po is all about research and education, which is scientific research. So, when we say scientific research, ito yung systematically na pagkakanda ng mga data. So, scientific research is a cornerstone of human progress, providing reliable framework for investigating and understanding the complexities of the world around us. By systematically gathering and analyzing data, scientific research helps us develop theories, validate existing knowledge, and address pressing issues across various fields. So, hindi naman nabago sa atin yung scientific research kasi alam beses natin natapos to. Even though doon pa sa teaching science natin. So, next we have here are the key process in conducting a scientific research. So, next, number one is hypothesis testing. So, when we say hypothesis testing, are formulated based on observations or existing knowledge. So, ito yung predicted solution doon sa kinakonduct mo research. Dito na lang yung kung ano yung posibleng impact ng research study nyo based doon sa mga nag-others na data. Next. Ito naman yung mga types na hypothesis. So, meron tayong dalawang types. Yung null hypothesis at yung alternative hypothesis. So, pag sinabi natin null hypothesis, the null hypothesis states there are no effect or no relationship between variables. It's a difficult position that indicates the absence of significant difference of effect. For example, ano ang naging example dyan? There is no significant difference in test scores between students who study traditional methods and those who use digital tools. So, yun yung example na mag-hypothesis. So, parang dito, same lang sila, equal lang sila yung two variables na sila sa atin. So, next, we have the alternative hypothesis. So, when we say alternative hypothesis, the alternative hypothesis is the opposite of the null hypothesis. It possesses there is a significant effect or relationship between variables. So, dito naman, tinutukan niya yung, relationship ng dalawang variables. So, for example, let's say, students who use digital tools for studying will have significantly higher test scores rather than those who study using traditional methods. So, yun yung two examples or types na hypothesis. So, lumako na tayo sa data collection. So, hindi naman tayo bago dito sa data collection. So, ito yung mga tools or survey materials na ginagamit natin. For example, yung experiments, observations, online surveys or questionnaires, yung mga examples ng data collection. Next is data analysis. Ito naman yung paggamit natin ng mga statistical treatment or yung, for example, lang sa cases din natin, kukuha tayo ng statistician para mag-compute dun sa data na nag-gather natin. Kaya mag-analyze ng mga data natin. Next is yung conclusion. Are drawn based on the findings contributing to the existing body of scientific knowledge. So, pag sinabi natin yung conclusion, dito natin i-summarize or sabihin ng mga findings natin based on sa data na nag-gather natin. Kung ano ba yung maging resulta ng research study natin. Next is peer review. Ensures the research was structured by other experts in the field, validating accuracy and reliability. So, ito yung tinatawag na literature review. So sa literature review, andun yung mga articles na related dun sa topic natin na sinasabi ng mga writers or yung mga ito yung authors. Next, there are two methods used in scientific research. The first one is the qualitative method. This method emphasizes understanding the meaning and experiences behind human behavior, often exploring complex phenomena in depth. So, ito naman yung qualitative, mas focus siya dun sa background ng isang bagay, sa isang study. Dito dinidescribe niya kung ano ba yung information with regards dun sa ginagawa natin ng research. Then yung quantitative naman, ito yung process ng quantifying ng mga data, and then identify patterns, relationship, and statistical method. So, meron dito mga examples na qualitative and quantitative method. So, yung first example ng qualitative method is conducting interviews to explore patient experiences with healthcare services, analyzing themes in written text or social posts. Next is yung quantitative method. Measuring the effect of new medication on blood pressure, analyzing survey responses to determine customer satisfaction levels. So, yung difference ng dalawa is yung quantitative method is tumutukoy siya kung paano i-measure yung statistical data ng isang research. The role of scientific research is advancing knowledge, fostering innovation, and informing evidence-based decision making. So, number one role is advancing knowledge. So, meron dyan na advancing knowledge is yung discovery of new information. Scientific research is fundamental to uncovering new facts and expanding our understanding of natural and social world. Siyempre, yung scientific research, tinutulungan tayo ng dito para makadiscover ng iba pang mga ideas o knowledge. Di ba kung nag-research tayo sa isang bagay, tinatatagal ng paglaman natin. So, yun. Yung number one is yung validation and refinement of theories. So, by means of scientific research, makakabuo tayo o makakaformulate tayo ng mga theories natin, mga opinion natin based on sa kinonduct natin research or study. Next is creation of knowledge, of a knowledge base. So, continuous research based on cumulative knowledge base that can be drawn upon by future generations, contributing to education and intellectual growth. So, yung creation of knowledge naman, nakadepende siya dun sa intellectual growth or kung paano ba matutulungan ng isang scientific research na mapalago pa yung kaalaman ng isang researcher. Next, number 2 naman is fostering innovation. So, under ng fostering innovation is problem solving. So, yung scientific research naman, makakatulong siya para solve ng problem kasi yung scientific research is makakapag-provide siya ng solution to practical problems leading to development of new products, services, and etc. So, for example dito is yung medicine. Di ba yung mga doctors, is nag-research muna sila bago sila maka-implement or makagawa ng medicine. So next. Cross-disciplinary collaboration. Research often involves collaboration across different fields, fostering interdisciplinary innovation and the building of diverse perspectives to create novel solutions. So, sa pamamagitan ng scientific research is na makapag-innovate pa tayo ng mga solutions. For example, with scientific research is nakapag-innovate tayo ng mga technologies, ng mga medicines na makakatulong sa atin. Next, we have the last rule, informing evidence-based decision making. Under ito is yung policy development. Policy makers rely on scientific research to create informed, effective policies. Research provides the evidence needed to address societal issues, assesses potential impacts, and design interventions. So, yung contributions naman ng scientific research sa policy development is mas magiging aware tayo kung paano nga ba tayo magiging involved ka naman sa yung issues or kung paano tayo makabuo ng solution. And then the last one, we have the benefits of scientific research. So, number 1, improving care. Siyempre, kaya na sinabi ko kanina, with the help of scientific research is natutulungan tayo itong makapag-innovate pa ng medicines, ng gamot. For example, lang ng pandemic, yung mga doctors or scientists is bago sila nag-conduct ng or gumawa ng medicine is nag-research muna sila through testing. So next, empowering people. And then number 3, forming policy, yung nabanggit kanina. Number 4, forecasting the future. And then number 5, stimulating creativity. So, through scientific research is nabubuo namin kung nakaka-build tayo ng creativity. Then pumapasok yung critical thinking natin kung paano tayo maging creative